Action.
Hello and welcome back to Senn TV. I'm your anchor, Kamea Spearman.
And I'm Simone Smith. Isn't it so great that we're finally back together?
I know everybody's trying to replace us. Like, what is up with that?
I mean, there's like no one better than us, right?
Of course not.
Obviously. Let's jump right into it, shall we? I sat down with new music teachers Mr. Russell, Mr. Puckett, and Mr. Nicholas, and also Principal Beck, to discuss the new and improved music program.
There you go. That's a Spanish word.
There were a number of music teachers that were here last year that are not here this year, and it was very evident to me that the music students loved their teachers and they loved the time they had with them, and they were surprised that all of this happened. My first day actually at Senn was the first day the students got here, so I was learning things along with them or from them on the way. It's been a wonderful time. I think Senn has a great culture of learning, many bright students, a lot of kind students.
I am very pleasantly surprised by the skill of the students right now. They have come in with a very strong skill set, and right now even we've been sight reading a Haydn symphony, the second movement of his 94th, and we've made great strides in that, and I'm just eager to continue working with other difficult pieces and just really see where the limit is, what our potential is, because right now it seems that it's really far off.
I like your style with the writing, your consistency.
I enjoy it here very much. I'm so excited to be here. It's definitely different from where I was before, but I'm extremely thrilled to be here and have the opportunity to build the band program here. At this point in the game, I'm no longer the new band director. I am the band director.
Some of our students have only had one teacher for 3 or 4 years, and to have the opportunity to meet with more teachers I think is powerful, because that's part of what you do as an artist, is you grow from different inspirations and from different perspectives. So I think that'll be really powerful as well.
And later in the episode, we'll have our very own Poetry Slam. Stay tuned. Our very own Adnan Hazalik sat down with senior Rosalina Abanco to discuss her very exciting summer in Asia.
Next up is Question of the Day, with Reagan and Ivan hitting the halls to ask the tough question of Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole.
Ready? So, do you think Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole's a better rapper?
I feel like J. Cole's a better rapper because he talks about his past experience and what made him become famous.
I prefer Kendrick Lamar because his words express how, basically he's telling people how society works and how people play in society.
I prefer J. Cole. I feel like Kendrick is more of a lyricist, like a rapper, knows how to write bars, and J. Cole is more of I would say, like Drake, something like, he has more emotional songs, less about being a good lyricist.
In my opinion, honestly, I would probably pick Kendrick Lamar, just because I really like his flow, and I just don't. Just bars all the time, I don't know.
The talk of strikes has been a topic flooding our halls and clouding our minds. Are we striking? Are we not? What's going on? We turn now to Edgar Flores, who will be talking to our representatives, Wendy Boatman and Eleanor Flanagan.
Here we have 2 union representatives for Senn, speaking on behalf of the strike and all that stuff. So what's going to affect the strike happening or not happening on October 11th?
So the HOD decided that we would go out on the 11th last Wednesday.
And the HOD is the House of Delegates.
That put the union and the board in negotiations, and they will negotiate up until Monday night at midnight. And if we come up with a contract, then school would be in session on Tuesday. If we do not, then school would be out.
And currently they're negotiating today.
Mhm.
Do you guys know exactly what the teachers want to be on the contract or not?
The teachers are looking for well-funded schools with resources. We would like librarians and social workers to be available.
Nurses.
Yes, psychologists. We're looking for some not wiggle room. We're looking for some modifications to our evaluation system.
Because it's really overwhelming for both teachers and administrators to evaluate with the current process. It takes up so much of their time that it's hard for them, administrators at least, to do other things, which there's lots of stuff to do in school.
And class size is the other. Some sort of enforceable cap on class size.
So Senn hasn't really been affected as much as like the rest of the other smaller schools, I would say. How would or what are you guys doing to help Senn out with, compared to the other schools?
Keeping them informed about what's going on in our school as well as what's going on at other schools. One such example is that our class size is at 30-32, which is reasonable. However, I have talked to colleagues who have class sizes of 40. And we're all in the fight together, so we have to keep those schools in mind.
Alrighty. So for the seniors or juniors, like the seniors in this case, graduation, that's obviously a really big thing for us because we're graduating. And then the juniors would be their ACT. How are those things going to get affected for both senior and juniors?
So last time for the seniors, they were still able to graduate on time. A lot of work is put into trying to fit days into the school year before June comes around. For example, usually there's days at the end of each quarter that teachers have to work, but students don't. So some of those students would have to come in to make up the days. Sometimes our breaks are shortened. But overall, last time at least, there were still seniors who were able to graduate on time. In terms of the ACT, that's a different story. The administration of the school is still able to be here. And so they could give, if they chose to,
They could look at giving it. I know that the PSAT is being given to the 9th, 10th, and the 11th graders on October 19th. And they're looking for a contingency plan to possibly make that happen, or possibly a make-up date for when we are back.
What's the difference in this case from 2012 strike to this strike that might happen or might not happen?
I think we're really fighting at this point for the integrity of our schools. Watching class size go up and faculties get smaller, there become safety concerns with larger class sizes, less security officers in the building. So I think it's the integrity of a safe school, a safe working environment for us, and a safe environment for you to go to school in.
And we want to continue to, do new and exciting things at Senn, and it's just not possible without more funding. I mean, we're stretching a lot. We can't get some books we'd like to. We can't get, and it's not just us. It's like this is across the city, photocopying, like not having enough paper, and like teachers are trying to be creative, but we want to be able to put the best type of education in front of our students, and it just makes it harder and harder the more they cut the budget.
Yeah, this year's class, you had a lot more choices in your classes this year, both juniors and seniors, and with that comes books and materials that we need that are harder to get.
What do you guys have to say to parents that are kind of, I don't know, or just people in general that are kind of enraged because they're wondering why you guys are just doing this for time off, blah, 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 all this.
Well, it's definitely not for time off. I will say I'm never as tired as I am than during a strike, because you're like, besides being stressed, I mean, we stress out. We stress about not being paid. We're stressed. I'm stressed about all of my IB students that have to take tests in May and being able to get the curriculum out to them in time. We're getting up early. We're walking all day long, and then we're going to lots of locations to try to change people's opinions. And emotionally, people make it so that we seem like we're horrible people that don't care about stuff, or like don't care about the children, or don't care, or like,
just trying to get more money, but we work really hard, and I would like to feel respected in my job. I put in a lot of time and effort. I have a master's degree. I do a lot of extra work to continue my education, and people look at teachers as if we don't really deserve to be paid anything.
I would encourage them to look at the different arguments. It's always interesting to me, the disconnect, like teachers are greedy, but when you ask them about their own educational experience, they love their teachers. So where's the disconnect there? And a lot of things are said in the media about what we want or don't want, but talk to teachers and talk to the representatives from your school about what it is we're arguing. That's why I think this interview is so good. We can state why we're doing this and better inform people.
And I guess in the end, I mean, I can speak only for myself and for the people I know, but every teacher I know really cares about their students and really wants the best for them. And part of what we think a route to get the best for our students is to go on strike.
All right, well, thanks for your time. Hopefully none of this has to happen. And
that would be ideal.
CPS does work something out, yeah. Well, if you guys have anything else to add about like informing our audience.
If you would like to join us, if you also value your school and want to make sure that they are well funded, come and join us on the picket line if we go on strike.
All right, well, thanks. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Boltman.
You're welcome.
Our very own Marianne Abdi interviewed very talented poet Victor Musoni about sharing his life through poetry.
All the endless pushes on swings, games of hide and seek, but there is no winning when it takes 4 years to find someone. On Father's Day, he asks me what I got him. I told him I was standing right here, running on wood chips and concrete, asking for him to play tag with me. The first time I hear my parents fight, I'm stuck between defending my mom and my 6-year-old tears.
Theater program here, and that's what I'm trying to chase, and so many people I know succeeded in that so well and did so well within that. So, I thought to myself, why not try and dive into that and try and go deeper and expand my knowledge on what I do to go further within the world that I put myself into. I didn't leave the school because I didn't like it. I left the school just for opportunistic reasons. The school, I went there originally to play basketball. I was an athlete, but I discovered that athletics was just my thing to do as a hobby for fun, So I discovered that performing arts and theater and poetry and things of that nature is what I personally dream to do. It's what I want to do for the rest of my life, And so Westinghouse didn't provide those opportunities as much for me, but I can't say it was a bad school. It was a great academic school, a great athletic school, but it just wasn't a performing arts school that I was looking for. I started writing poetry in the 6th grade, and I was writing simply just because, it was one of the easiest ways to express myself, one of the easiest ways to let out what I'm feeling and let out the feelings I have that I wasn't able to speak or didn't know how to tell anyone, but I was able to put on a piece of paper and feel pure and feel whole again. I've gotten varied reactions from my poetry. I've gotten the, oh my God, I love it. And I've gotten the, yo, what was that about? It varies. The spectrum is everywhere. But really, a lot of reactions I've gotten, since my poems are very personal, I've gotten a lot of people who relate to it and a lot of people who can connect with me on that idea of what I do, And so now I get a lot of, yeah, that was amazing, I would love to hear more, simply just because we related and we connected on that, I say for anyone who wants to write, I would say that, don't look at it as a competition or somebody is judging you on it, or that you have to be better than somebody else, Look at it as a form of self-expression or as a way of healing, because writing poetry didn't come from, oh, I have to slam, I have to do this. No, it came from, I have to let go. How do I let go of this hurt? How do I let go of this pain? How do I release this, And so that's what really writing is all about. So never look at writing as a way to try and compete against somebody, but as a way to let go of your hurt and release in a way.
I mean, just that experience at the coffee shop completely changed my mind. So I can only imagine what it's like to dedicate your life to that.
For sure. I mean, poetry has been something that's been in my life for 6 years. It's truly an incredible thing.
Well, maybe you can relive it a little bit. with a poetry slam with Victor Musoni and Shelby Jones.
Hi, Senn TV. My name is Kayla Williams, and we have a new segment called the Sensational Slam. On this side, what did we say? Over here. Over here. Why do I keep saying on this side? Okay. Hi, Senn TV. My name is Kayla Williams, and we have a new segment called the Sensational Slam. Over here we have Shelby Jones, and over here we have Victor Musoni. These two are going to be battling their poetry. Are you ready, Shelby?
Do you hold it or do I hold it? Okay.
Does it matter?
You sure?
You can hold it. You want to hold it? Please don't say we got to start this over now, do we?
You're good. I like my baby hairs with baby hairs and afros. I like my Negro nose with Jackson 5 nostrils. But no, our black boys not men today. They just don't know which way to go, the speed and the rhythm in which they need to go, and just how simple a flow. They need to know how fast to be, and for sure how hard to throw, to let these white men know that we earned all this money, but they never take the country out me. I got hot sauce in my bag, swag, nah, F that, because our youth group today, they just don't know how to act. Nah, our youth group today, these young folk, they're just worried about what girl to crack next. But let me just tell y'all shorties that that's whack. What we need to be doing is figuring out the white man's next move and how to hack. How to be 5 times as fast, 10 times proficient, how to have 15 times more than winnings, and to do it all by still having 20 times more the class. I see it, I want it. I stunt, yeah, a little bone it. I dream big, I work hard, I grind till I own it. Yes, on who I am, on the skin that I'm in, that these white folk think they could bend, because like they say, why have confidence in their minds? Oh, I'm not racist, I have black friends. For goodness sakes, when are they going to make that saying good crime?
Yes. You ready, Victor?
Yeah, mine is like 10 times more sad. So... Somewhere in the jungle of schizophrenia, I can see my grandmother's soul screaming for light. Poison swimming in her sanity jerk. Inside a hurricane of illusion, she is dreaming of heaven too early. Amma, the subtle tone of your laugh is colorful. Reminds me of your homeland, where mothers have seeds and raise children like trees, but you were different. Saw the hunger in your man's eyes, and he had the power to eat you out of your home, beat you out of your home, had a child, unaware that you would watch you crumble under skylines of sin. Amma, how much color is still left in that home of yours? Cause you told me white men jump roped over your dreams, hopscotched on your hope and called you farm animal, not knowing that you lived on one where your life depended on the skin of a pig, and now your life is in the hands of those pigs, and your mind don't help when you see devil in everything around you. Schizophrenia is deadly. Voices putting death in my grandmother's dreams. What is your purpose? Taking the God straight out of my grandmother's body. Forcing a jungle of insanity to rupture her beauty. She is so scared of herself. In the jungle of schizophrenia, my grandmother be the prey of mental jaguars ready to feast. We are coming for you. Don't worry, Vicky. It'll be all right. We are coming for you. Don't worry. Everything will be okay. We are coming to feast and consume every crater in that brain. My grandmother is not your meat or prey, not your target practice of food pantry. She's been running since 72 and ain't found a hiding spot yet. Amma, your schizophrenic secrets will always be safe with me. You were the light of my baby days. The feeling of intimacy running through my fingers as you clasp your hands onto mine was like tropical birds on the funny bone of a branch. And as we've grown older, the funny in your fingers has begun to vanish. And I'm sorry I'm not there to bring it back. I'm sorry for not keeping my name in your mind. I'm sorry for only watching as life lynched my name above your head, and I didn't help as you tried to grab it. Amma, I'm sorry for not being the beat to the crisscross heart you were around your neck. The gold fades like the memory of my childhood. Amma, the jungle of schizophrenia is starting to grow, and I'm praying that you don't get tangled in the roots of your own trauma.
Well, there we have it. Thank you, Shelby. Thank you, Victor. That was good. Let us know on Senn TV who you think won this poetry battle.
That poetry slam was amazing, Simone, right?
It was so moving.
Well, that's all the time we have today, folks. I'm Kamea Spearman.
And I'm Simone Smith. Until next week.
Toots Magoots.